Hey, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, we're going to have a chat with Tracy, who has been our guest for, what is it?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3.5 nearly.
3.5, get out of it. I didn't realize it was so long.
Oh my God.
It's gone so quickly. So, we've done such a lot while you've been here. You've been an incredible guest, fitted in with the family, and this is what we found with the people that we have been so lucky in having stay with us, that they've just fitted right in. And Tracy is one. But we'd like to find out what his viewpoint of his stay has been on a few different subjects, how the guest house has proved. He was involved, in fact he spearheaded and oversaw the work on the deck, which is where we're sitting now, and has been so incredibly generous, for which we're very grateful. But, so what's been the biggest impression that you've had for the whole trip?
Coming up here, it's so relaxing. You know, the road up is a bit of a challenge every day, but once you get up here, it's very peaceful. Look at that scenery, and to be able to sit here now and enjoy the scenery. We've actually, once it's been finished, Terrence and I have been coming up here, and Brian's here, we've been coming up here and having a coffee in the evenings or in the mornings. But very peaceful.
Good. Can I ask you to take your sunglasses off?
I'll squint.
That's okay. Better that than you look like a mafia hitman. Okay. So, well, let's take it from the road. One, you must have seen lots of comments on the road and how we should deal with that and how we should drive it. All kinds of different advice. Some of it good, some of it not so good. What's been your lasting impression of our road, such as it is?
Unless you've driven it, you haven't got a clue. Because at times there's angles as you're going down the hill like that. There's angles going up the hill like that. You've got the roll like this. The car, you'll be going up and it will just slide to the left or slide to the right. There's just no control. And as I've said before, people in Australia pay good money to go away and do this sort of thing for a fun weekend. And Terrence gets to do it every day. And we've just had a big bucket of rain tonight, so going down the hill later today, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
We've been sticking, as you saw in one of the videos, sticking Besser blocks in some of the bigger holes. I think there's one video there we stuck about 20 blocks in.
Yeah,
Terrence did about nearly half, and then I did the last few, and I think that's the bit you saw in the video.
Yes,
yeah.
Everybody said, "What do you mean, we?" As if I didn't do anything.
He did. He really did. But yeah, unless you come here, and it's a good experience. I've quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I think it's something that has to be done. I mean, it's a price we pay for being up here and having a view like this right outside on our door.
I know that you said that it's only a matter of time. Like I said, I couldn't live here because I couldn't do that road every day. I have a bad back. It's been all right while I've been here, but I've only got to hurt it once and I wouldn't be able to get up here. So I actually couldn't live here with the road the way it is. But as Terrence said, it's only a matter of time before all the bad bits are filled in or concreted, and it will make it so much better and so much more accessible.
I think so, and as more people move in, maybe we can motivate them and unite them in going to the city and find out what can be done. Before you came and did the Google, because you knew how to do that, you knew what the coordinates were for where we live, and then were able to trace that on the map. Do you know offhand what the coordinates are for here, if someone is interested in finding out where we are?
I've given Beth
on the map.
I've given Beth the coordinates, so Beth could post them on one of the videos, and you can just plug that straight into Google Maps, and you'll be able to see exactly where Terrence is.
Right.
I also, when I first got here, we just wanted to see where we were travelling, so I used the GPS and tracked our trek up here, and you could actually overlay it on another Google map and see exactly where we were travelling. So
Right.
it was about 2 kilometres. Was it 2 kilometres? I think it was about 2 kilometres of tracks.
I always call it a 2-mile track down to the road, because that's how it it actually feels like 2 miles.
I think it's 2 kilometres as the crow flies.
As the crow flies.
But by the time you do all this, it's probably 2 miles.
Yeah, and something that we learned as a result of you finding what the coordinates are and then putting them into Google Map is that in fact we do fall only within the Taliban area. Area of responsibility, as they say here. So in fact, knowing that and being able to quote that, we should be able to go to the city, to the mayor in Taliban, and find out what can be done about doing the road in for us, because it should be done. So it's done up to Brian's house. Brian has a pretty good road. A lot of it is actually concreted. It's a concrete strip, so he's very lucky. I know that our friend Philip, who we call the submariner turned farmer, and he has a reasonable road going up to his house too. So we would hope that in time we would be able to get something done about that. And so the actual, what do you think about the driving skill that's needed there? Because we get so many different ideas about how it should be done. What was your feeling on that?
I think Terrence could actually take four-wheel drive lessons, could present four-wheel drive lessons to people and instruct people because on that road. Because I think if you can do that road, you could almost drive anywhere in those conditions, muddy, clay, hilly. Back in Oz, you could make a living out of that.
Well, the big danger in doing that particular road is that, as you've said, the camber often falls off to one side quite steeply, and if you make a mistake on that, you're liable to lose all control because you don't have any steering. Right? There's no drive, and you just drift off to the left. And I always called it a video game with extreme penalties, because sometimes in some areas of that path there is nowhere to go but rolling over, and we've had a couple of cases of that. So what about, how did you find the guest house?
Oh, brilliant. It's like a hotel room. En-suited. Manilena serviced the room once a week, swept out the floor. It's got a fan, it's got a mosquito net. As I said, the weather has been kind to me. At nights, I must be getting used to the weather, because I've actually turned the fan off some nights and pulled the sheet up because I've been cold.
Yeah, it has been cool. It has been cool of late though.
Yeah, brilliant, good sized room, just brilliant. And now they can step out onto the concrete instead of the mud. Whew, what a bonus!
Yeah, it is. Well, having this deck, which you have helped design and put into place and paid for, has been an incredible benefit. You know, once we get the roof on this particular part of the deck, it will be wonderful for coming out here in almost any weather and being able to sit and enjoy the view.
Well, it's being used a lot already, isn't it? The kids are up here.
Yes.
The adults are up here. The dogs are up here.
The
chickens are up here. I mean, everyone's using it. It's really good.
Yeah.
We come back from town one day and the chair was moved. So I reckon Nanai was up here. I reckon she was up here taking a seat.
So?
Yeah. So it's really good. The pool, I know someone funded the pool, and I know Terrence has, between us and off camera, repeatedly said to me he's very appreciative
well, that was
of that.
That was a subscriber called Frosty. He called himself Frosty.
Yeah, and like the slab and the retainer wall, Terrence has been very appreciative of that. But there is a lot to go. There's probably about another 5 projects to get it finished. Roof. I
would say that. The roof, the actual plastering.
Rendering.
The rendering.
The pump shed.
The pump shed.
The fence.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an awful lot.
Yeah.
We're not ready to put any water in just yet.
Yeah.
And anyway, that will be because our concern of those guys over there. We will do all of the projects on the pool. That's fence, the rendering, tile, everything will be done. It will be completely operational before we put water in. That's not like saying I'm not going to go in the water until I can swim, because there will be things that we can test drive, get all the electrics in and all of that so that it's functional and has a fence and it's safe for the kids. And they will have been told, they'll have been read the rules, and hopefully we can get everybody to be behaving safely. So that's our plan for the pool.
Mind if you get Nan on your life jacket list. You know, she can sit on the lifeguard's stand.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a ton to do, and we're also looking. We have the problem of the path itself. The path itself is getting quite difficult. The problem is that with the passage of the vehicles, it tends to get churned up, and then it's an issue. But it's not something that can easily be handled, which is what some of our subscribers think, that it could be done really easily. What's your take on that?
No, it's a big job, even getting the materials into the property to do the work.
Yeah.
It would be the sort of thing, I think, where you'd start at the other end and you do a little bit at a time, pick the worst areas, and then allowing a small truck to start getting further and further up the hill with the supplies. Because when we did the concreting, I think Timio did 7 loads in Little Red one day, 5 the day before. It was just under half a day.
Yeah, it was something like about 15, I
Yeah.
think 15 back and forth loads to get the gravel and the sand out.
Just to do this bit.
Yeah.
So I think with the road, it would be slowly wins the race. You just start at the other end and you do the bad bits.
Unless of course the city does step in and do that major part of the road. And once we're relieved of the problem of dealing with that, then we can concentrate on what is actually about it's about 90 or 100 meters between the bridge and where we join the major road that would be taken care of by the city.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not, for those of our subscribers with the best of intentions think that it's just a matter of going to the city and say, hey, we need the road, and people, there are people travelling that road and they're not able to do it successfully and continue with their lives. It's just not that easy to get that action, because up to now it's always seemed like the mayor, when we went to see the mayor of Taliban, he said, well, it belongs to Atafi. So, but now that we can go and actually say, well, these are the coordinates and this is Google, this is the fact of the situation, that it is the responsibility of Taliban, maybe we can get some action. Let's hope so.